Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises. It might even be my favorite franchise of all time. I've seen all the movies. I've played all of the games, even the bad movies and games. I love it all. I love everything. Resident Evil 8, one of my favorite games of all time. Resident Evil 4, even better. And I love the remake. And apparently, the movies are getting rebooted. And they're probably going to be bad. And I am 100% here for it. I hope they're bad in a good way. Or hopefully they're even excellent and not bad. I really hope they're not mid. From Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil movie reboot, officially confirmed, new details, release date, and more. Let's hear it, man. Love that intro. I need to make
Hey everybody,
an intro.
Road Team member Andrew here. Doing a little bit of a different video today. I know JJ kind of covers these videos on the channel whenever news drops, but I had an idea.
Oh, I like that.
Wanted to run with it today. Being a Road Team member, I thought, you know, why not throw my hat in the ring? I know you guys going to see me do interviews and podcasts and fan films and whatnot, so you know, why not hang out with you guys, try something different, and check out this new article that dropped by Deadline and others today about Zach Cregger's upcoming Resident Evil film. So let's dive in. Okay, so let's kind of dive into this article and see what it has to say about this upcoming film. I know there's not a whole lot known about it. They don't really give too much away.
I don't even want to see nothing about the Harry Potter series, man. Harry Potter's one of my favorite franchises, too. And it seems like it's going to be garbage
here, besides a release date from all I can tell. But yeah, let's talk about it. I'll let you know what I think. And we'll probably kind of dive a little bit into our most recent project, Resurrection, a Biohazard story featuring almost all of the original cast from the first Resident Evil video game, released on the PlayStation 1. They were in all the live action cutscenes. So, and they'll kind of be reprising their roles in a roundabout way. So that'll be exciting. So stay tuned. I'll get into that a little bit later in this video. But yeah, let's kind of see what all the hype is. Hype about this upcoming movie. Warner Brothers was kicking the tires of this last Cregger pick, but Sony isn't letting this $1.2 billion grossing franchise go. Clearly. Theatrical release date of September 18, 2026 has been set, which tells you how excited the studios.
That is a very long time away. That is very far away. I thought it was going to be a lot sooner than that. But you know, take your time, man. Make it good.
Studios are to get this latest rendition up on the screen. I'm sure they are. Cregger's screenplay, which was co-written with Shay Hatton, who did Ballerina and John Wick Chapter 3 and 4, is under wraps, but apparently harkens back to the original Capcom game's horror roots.
I like to hear that they're going back to the roots. Hopefully they make it more like the games, but I'm not going to complain if they don't, and if it's going to be just a retelling of the original movies that he did.
I should hope. I don't know if that means go back to the original game or if they're going to pull from other games. I mean, who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I guess. I should hope that these two writers, you know, are just as passionate as we all are, and Zach with being the director and writer, co-writer. You know, I really hope that I really hope they do a good job, and I really hope they, you know, grew up with these games like we did.
I hope they either do a really good job or a really bad job. No mid, please. I don't want it to be boring.
And really care about them. So we'll see. Let's dive into the rest of this article. Constantine Film is producing and co-financing the film. Not off to a great start.
Oh, I don't know what Constantine Film is.
Robert Kulzer, Vertigo Entertainment's Roy Lee, who did Barbarian and Minecraft.
No. Get that Minecraft shit out of here, man. That movie looks like garbage.
So there's another red flag with Minecraft. Barbarian, I heard, was a good movie. I haven't seen it, but I hear good things.
Never heard of it.
And Miri Yoon, who did Woman of the Hour and Weapons.
Never heard of either of those.
PlayStation Productions are also producing. So we have 80...
PlayStation Productions, that might be good. That might be good. Maybe they will Stick more toward the games with PlayStation Productions being involved and not using a whole bunch of AI slop like PlayStation is probably going to end up doing.
Billion chefs in the kitchen already. So another great start. I've been a rabid fan of these games for decades, and to be able to bring this amazing title to life is a true honor, said.
Hopefully that's what he does, is he brings the titles to life instead of like, oh, I love this stuff, let's see how my story goes.
As Krager, as he told Deadline on Friday. Yeah, that's a great statement. That's a great statement. I should really hope that you mean it. But we'll see. Like I said, I really do. I hope this guy really means what he says there. Like I said, I hope he is a very passionate fan that grew up with these games. You know, just as passionate as
the next line does not make me hopeful.
As George Lucas is with Star Wars, or Peter Jackson is with Lord of the Rings. You know, I hope this is the guy they got finally. So we'll see. So, all right, the world of Resident Evil experienced through Zach's vision is an irresistible feat, beamed Kulzer.
The world of Resident Evil experienced through Zach's vision. Let's not do that. How about the fans' vision? I don't care what Zach wants.
So now we have the guy that is like one of the heads of Constantine kind of hyping up this director. Okay. You know, I get every company has to make everyone that they're hiring look good, but I don't know what that means coming from this dude Kulzer.
It better be better than the original ones. Who did the original ones? I don't even remember.
So, you know, I don't really think that's worth much of anything, but we'll see again.
If it's not better than the original ones, then they've fucked up majorly. They have failed. And they've got a lot to live up to, because those movies, they knew they were bad and they just went ridiculous with it. And that's what made them fun. And that's why I like them. And that's what I hope they do if they're going to make a bad movie.
All right. Added Sanford Pantich, sorry if I'm butchering these names, president of Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group. Zach is one of the most talented, exciting new directors to come onto the scene in many years.
I don't like the glazing. The glazing does not make me hopeful, because I hear glazing from everything. Assassin's Creed Shadows, look at all these amazing mechanics. Avowed, greatest game of all time.
All right, I hope so. This Barbarian movie, I really got to see it. I hear really good things, and if it's good as they say it is, you know, I would hope that he can do just as good a job as Resident Evil and what these corporate studio people are really hyping him up to be. So we'll see. His brilliant approach in restarting and refreshing this legendary Sony franchise instantly makes this one of our most important releases in 2026. I think that's great that they understand that it's a legendary Sony franchise, and I know that they have dollars, you know, that's all they're looking at is dollar signs. They know it makes money. But are they passionate about it? That's my question. I want to hear a statement about their love.
And even if dude like has a really good vision in mind, what if Sony doesn't? What if Sony's like, we got to put in this other stuff because other movies have these things like over the top action and like a whole bunch of John Wick. I hope they don't make a John Wick Resident Evil movie. Or if they do, that it's really, really bad and not them trying too hard to make it good. Because if they try too hard to make it good, it's going to be mid.
Or what they know about Resident Evil. Nicole.
Also, I hope that they stick to the video game characters and don't try and make them look like the video game characters, but have their own, basically make their own character out of the way these old characters look. I hate that so much. The way they did my boy Leon in the movies. I hated it.
Brown will be overseeing the latest iteration of Resident Evil for Sony's Columbia Pictures.
Who is Nicole Brown?
Sony Pictures released all previous Resident Evil films, including the Paul W.S. Anderson directed
That's right. That's his name. Paul W.S. Anderson. That's the guy who did the other ones.
Mila Jokovic titles, as well as the 2021 version from director Johannes Roberts, Resident Evil Raccoon City.
I kind of liked Raccoon City. It was all right. That was the movie, wasn't it? I kind of remember that movie. I hope nobody from the TV show is involved because I couldn't even get through that. Woke
Resident
slop.
Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I don't think they wrote that right in there. At $1.2 billion worldwide, Resident Evil is one of the highest grossing video game feature franchises of all time. Not far from the 1.36 billion made by Illumination Nintendo Universal Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's
Why are we comparing Resident Evil to Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog? We should not be doing that. Resident Evil is nothing like those.
one movie that was done in 1 year in juxtaposition to like 8-9 movies that has been done over the course of like over 25 years.
I know everybody that I know, not even into video games, knows about Super Mario and the characters of Super Mario. None of them, not a single one, know anything about Resident Evil. This is a bad move to be comparing those movies, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Brothers, which is recognizable by everybody, to Resident Evil, which nobody knows except fans of Resident Evil.
And not far from the 1.2 billion made by the Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy.
If you're aiming for that, you're gonna fail. And I think they're gonna try and get the wider audience instead of making this for fans and then let people who are not yet fans discover it.
You're literally insulting yourself in your own statement. Oh my god. The Sonic the Hedgehog, there's 3 movies that were done in what, like 5 years? And,
Good luck.
both of those franchises are way more faithful to the source material than Resident Evil has ever been. You're literally insulting yourself in this statement by saying
They're setting themselves up for failure already. Man, I was excited going into this. I'm not so excited now.
that you've done a shitty job in the last 25 years making the Resident Evil films.
And I disagree. I think that the old Resident Evil movies were pretty good. Well, they're terrible and they get worse and worse, but I think they get better and better in my opinion because they get worse and worse.
Making 1.2 billion in a longer time span than it took these people that were way more faithful to the source material in a shorter amount of time. That's insane. That is insane. Just hire someone who fucking gives a shit. That's all we care about. Krager became one of the most sought-after horror filmmakers after his debut. Barbarian received critical and audience acclaim when it was released in 2022. His next film is the anticipated Weapons, starring Josh Brolin and Julia Garner, opening via Warner Bros. On MLK Weekend 2026. That'll be exciting to look out for. This will give the director 2 picks in 2026 calendar. Oh, so they're kind of hyping this guy up to be the next corporate filmmaker. The only other movie scheduled currently on the September 2026 date is an untitled Warner Brothers event movie. So they got a huge lineup apparently.
Warner Brother needs that, man. They really need a winner because they've been falling hard. And their last success, what was it? The Batman movie like 4 years ago?
I get the industry is in shambles, but yeah. It sounds like they're really propagating this guy up to be like the next corporate director, movie maker guy. You know, I probably be successful, and I really hope this movie.
He really needs to be successful or Warner Brothers is going down the tubes, man.
Does the franchise justice. But yeah, let's see what else it says here. Krager is repped by CAA Artists First and Carl Austin.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody knows who these people are.
Shay is repped by Lee Stobie and lawyer Stephen Clark. Deadline first told you that Krager's Weapons sold to New Line Cinema for an overall sum of around $38 million,
That's not very much.
including the budget and the genre. Filmmaker getting $5 million to direct and $10 million total, when that total was added to his fees for scripting and producing alongside Vertigo's Lee and Yoon and J.D. Lipschitz and Raphael Margules. Sorry if I'm
There's so many names being said that I've never heard of. Not good. Not looking good.
butchering those names. This guy got paid 5 to 10 million. 5 to 10 million. We don't make movies. Our shit doesn't. I don't charge 5 to 10 million a movie. Is that why he's doing this? Is because of I don't know. 5 to 10 million. I mean, this is the difference between a corporate mainstream filmmaker and people that, are streamers and social media people like Jay.
Yeah, this movie's sounding like it's this movie franchise. Apparently, it's supposed to be a franchise. Sounds like it's going to be super corporate and made for a wider audience, the modern audience, if you will. And I'm not so excited anymore. I'm kind of excited to make content for when it fails.
JJ doesn't make 5 to 10 million a year, I'll tell you that. Neither do I. None of us at the row do. Not even for one project. This is one project that this guy's making 5 to 10 million for. I don't know if they're talking about this upcoming Resident Evil or whatever this last thing was, but these guys, they get these big paychecks, and these studios, they find these, movie makers that are going to do what the studio wants them to do. And
yeah, you don't want them to do what the studio wants to do. You want them to be butting heads with the studio the entire time.
I don't know what these guys, I don't know what his track record is. Like, I don't know if...
Yeah, we don't know
Krager,
these people.
I don't know if he grew up loving these games. He might, probably around the same age as me. I don't know.
And what does growing up loving the games actually mean to him? Because I've got a couple of friends that have played Resident Evil, and they love Resident Evil. But they didn't play all the Resident Evils. They loved Resident Evil 5 because it was an action co-op game. That's what they mean by I grew up playing Resident Evil.
Maybe a little older, but I feel like JJ, on this channel, clear track record of the love for this franchise. I mean, he does a stream every week, every Friday, playing a fan game, playing a Resident Evil game, talking about updates, news, releases, talking about the movies, talking about the games,
and they're never gonna give anybody that does all the fan stuff any kind of job working for the people who make the Resident Evil movies and games. It's like they don't even exist. They don't even like them. They think that they're a problem because they'll talk about not liking some things about the thing that they're making. And you can't have that.
It's consistently on all of our minds. It's all we talk about. It's all we live, sleep, breathe, eat is Resident Evil, which, Shinji Mikami, survival horror.
They don't like that you know more than them, and they don't like that you make contents for fans to allow them to seek more information about the terrible projects that they're working on.
Other than Barbarian, which is what everyone's pointing to, I don't know what really else this Zach Krager guy has to show for it, other than the fact that he's...
What does Barbarian have to do with Resident Evil? Was Barbarian part of a franchise that already existed? If so, and they did a really good job portraying that, then awesome. I'm looking forward to it. But I don't think that was its own franchise that they just made an adaptation for.
A corporate filmmaker who made a horror movie called Barbarian that's really good. I want to say I recognize him from the Whitest Kid You Know show from way back in the day.
Oh, what?
I'm not too sure on that, but I don't know, man. I just think a lot of people in this world are kind of done with these corporate projects. It's just corporate gobbledygook at this point. So I really hope that Zach Krager does a good job. I really hope that his writer, what was his name again? Shay Hatton. Look, I hope they grew up with the games. I hope they played the games as much as we did. I hope they are just as passionate about them as we are.
No shot. I'm already letting you know that right now. No shot.
And I hope they get to make the movie that they want to make.
No. No, I do not want them to make the movie they want to make. I want them to make the movie that we as the fans want to make.
You know, maybe their vision
Fuck their vision.
falls in line with whatever this Colzer guy wants. Does Colzer? I doubt Colzer played these games. I doubt he likes them. I doubt he knows anything about them. I could be wrong. Maybe he does. I mean, Constantine's owned the
All he knows is they're super popular and guaranteed to make money, he thinks.
rights for many, many
Better
years.
do it right.
But they do have a proven track record of showing that they don't. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but the good thing is, you know, with people like us and people like, you know, Andy Cox, Andy Sperling, Krishmir Kanazovic.
I could see them like plugging into an AI. What are some locations in the Resident Evil game? What are the characters and what are they about? And then they make a script based on that. And then they take some screenshots from the game and then make sets out of that.
Robert Knorr, Sean Liebert, projects like, you know, The Keeper's Diary, the one that I did on this channel, projects like Sean Liebert's Arklay, the Resident Evil fan film projects that Andy Sperling and Krishmir Kanazovic did, like, what, 10, 13, 14 years now? You know, that's where it is. You know, if you really want to see something made by some people that really care and really want to see, you know, something from Resident Evil made into a live action format, check us out, check them out, check their material out. It's on there, it's online for everyone to see.
True. I really like Residents of Evil and all of the Resident Evil YouTube channels that I follow a few of them. Residents of Evil is just the one that I know off the top of my head. I didn't know there was this second channel though. I'm gonna have to check out more from this channel.
You know, we don't do these things for $10 million. We do them because we want to do them, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of us, we have our day jobs and we do this on the side. And it's
These are the people that you should be hiring, you corporate assholes.
just a passion thing for us. It's not a money thing. So, yeah, with that, I would just say, you know, if this news doesn't really excite you, which I'm sure it doesn't excite a whole lot of you, check out what we do here. Check out what Andy does on his channel, Andy Sperling. You know, check out Sean Liebert's film, like I said. You know, a lot of good projects to watch. And the one we have coming up, big project, Resurrection, a biohazard story.
I saw ads for that. Not ads, like free ads. I saw people talking about that. I might have checked that out.
I'm going to be making a 4-part mini fan series with the original cast of the first Resident Evil game, the live action cast. So
that's
Brad,
crazy.
Eric, Charlie, Linda, the people that played Chris Wesker.
If that's free on YouTube, I'm gonna react to it.
Barry and Rebecca are, in a roundabout way, indirectly going to be reprising their roles. And it was written by Addie, or Beggy Beg Beg, who's also a member of this channel. And it's based off of an idea that we kind of both had and went from there. So it's more of a recent story in the timeline of events, and you'll see these actors kind of pick up, you know, in their current age and how they handle things and take on, you know, outbreaks and threats and stuff like this. So it's going to have a lot of horror, a lot of action, a lot of drama. It's not going to be all horror like Keeper's Diary. There's going to be a little bit of drama, a little bit of action, a little bit of tactical, like a tactical type tone.
This sounds like it's going to be better than anything that these corporate shills, these corporate money makers are going to be making. Fan-made stuff is just excellent, especially from Resident Evil, because it all feels like the original live action cutscenes from the original games. And I love that vibe.
So, being that these guys are, you know, a little bit older in age now, we kind of want to reflect what the games kind of are in tone now. So, there will be some horror, but there will also be some other things. So we think it's gonna be. I think people are really gonna like it, and you know, if you want to know more about it, just follow us on our socials. Follow us here.
Yeah, do that. I'm gonna. I already follow some of it.
Kind of starting the, I guess you could say, marketing campaign and just putting stuff out on the social media channels now, so you can stay updated with Resurrection through us. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to get the original actors back together to kind of take on their characters again. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a good one. Anyways, that's all I have for this video.
Follow this guy. I'm going to leave Resident Evil 2 down in the description, like I always do. All the videos that I react to, I leave the link down there in the description. What do you think about all this, man? Do you even care about the reboot? I do. I care very much about it because I love Resident Evil movies. I love the old ones. I want to see some new ones that I didn't even really want to see a reboot. I kind of wanted to see maybe some continuation of some smaller stories from the original movies, or even just straight up like how the animated movies of Resident Evil are. Just make more of those that are actually like, that feel like canon to the video games. That'd be awesome. Those don't make money though, and they're kind of bad. I love them still, even though they're bad. What kind of fan-made stuff do you like from the Resident Evil series, or other series for that matter? I haven't really checked out any fan-made stuff from the Resident Evil. Just fans. Recommend some stuff to me, man. I want to see it. I'm going to react to it on this channel. I hope this isn't terrible. Or if it is, I hope it's a good kind of bad.